So I want to show you my peppers and my tomatoes that I sowed all the way back in February, I think it was, because something really weird has happened to them and I've never had this happen before. So even experienced gardeners, you know, I've been growing my own food for years now, and I got like really super into it back in sort of 2015, but I'd done it from a lot earlier than that before as well. Even we can just have seasons where stuff goes wrong and we don't really know why it happens, so I'm just gonna share that with you. So here they are. I've got my pointed peppers that were sown from a seed from Inside a Pepper. I've got long slim chilies from commercial seed, and then Gardener's Delight tomatoes. And as you can see, they are just not happy. They've got kind of stuck on their primary leaves. I literally just brushed that one now and it dropped off. So primary leaves are the first leaves that the seed puts out when they first germinate. And you can usually easily tell what family of plant it is from those primary leaves. For example, brassica leaves are they kind of have this butt shape or heart shaped primary leaf, and then the second set of leaves that come up are the first true leaves. And what is happening here is that my plants, you see I'm just like barely touching them, are dropping all of their primary leaves, but they don't really have secondary leaves to take over for them yet. And I think this has happened because of temperature swings. So I started these guys off in the house. They germinated in the house. They were in quite a warm environment. And then I brought them out here because it started to get quite warm. I brought them out here with these little mini greenhouse tops on them. And then we had crazy weather. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And I think it's just confused and stressed them so much that they don't know what's going on. They don't know which way is up. Anyway, a friend suggested, before I chuck them out, that we have a look at their roots and see what their roots are doing. Yeah, I mean, considering they've been in here since February, I would expect to see a lot more root growth. This is quite pathetic. There's just a few little dangling roots. So that is the sweet peppers. Let's have a look at these chilies. Again, not great root growth. Pretty pathetic. I would expect to see a nice healthy band of roots all the way around there by now. So the plant obviously is not very happy. Oh, babies. And then lastly, these are my Gardener's Delight tomatoes. Let's have a look at this one, because this one here seems maybe the best of them. Maybe looking better than the peppers. I'm seeing like a nice root here with root hairs, but again, pretty weak, pretty substandard roots. So I think they're a bit of a failure. I'm not really sure what to do with them. Like, where do I go from here? Do I chuck them out? Do I try putting them on? It's very disappointing. The reason I was growing so many in the first place was because I wanted to connect with people in my community, because I don't really know anyone in this area very well. So it's quite upsetting. I wanted to raise plants to connect with people, and my plants were failed. Luckily, I do still have some seeds. I still have some tomato seeds. I'm not sure about peppers, but I can always get pepper seeds from Inside a Pepper because that works. But it may be a little bit too late now even to start peppers off. So very disappointing, but it happens to all of us when you're growing without a climate controlled space. If you have like a heated propagator and grow lights and everything, you can kind of override your natural climate. But this spring has been very weird. I mean, it's not unusual in the UK for it to have one final late frost in April or even a late snow in April. But even the rest of April, the temperatures have been a lot lower than they should have been. The humidity has been a lot lower. We haven't been having the rains that we need. So the garden, we were actually watering with a hose pipe yesterday, and I never water the garden here off the mains because we always have water in our water butts. But that's starting to run out now. So it has been a weird year. I think that's contributed to the shock that these underwent. Maybe I should have just kept them in the house. I was a bit worried about them getting leggy, like my giant parsley, because obviously I don't have grow lights. I just have the big windows. So some lessons learnt there. What can you do? We're all learning. We're all growing. These plants aren't, but hey.